All right, good evening, Professor, and whoever else might be watching this. I'm going to do my research topic over online privacy as to, it's not going to be super in-depth as we only have 5 to 7 minutes. However, I would like to give the average user a little bit more knowledge on how online privacy could affect you personally, because many people don't know the implications of having your data online. So what is privacy? The Google definition I have is just the state or condition of being free from being observed or disturbed by other people. And so you might be thinking, like, how does this apply to online? Like, 'cause I'm completely alone in my gaming room and on my computer or playing Xbox or whatever it is, and that's actually wrong. All the data that you have being sent out over your internet connection is being collected, and just because like you don't see the data going out doesn't mean it doesn't necessarily affect you. People buy and sell your data that you don't even know belongs to you, like on a daily basis. Even if you just play Call of Duty, that data that is being sent over the internet is also being used. You could say what playlist, for an example, like what game mode you play the most. Do you play multiplayer more than you play single player? What gun do you use the most, etc., etc. So examples of data being collected, I decided to use two major websites, Google and Facebook. Obviously, there are more companies out there that do everything these two companies do and more, but these are just the two most common. So Google, where have you been, location data. This isn't just Google Maps. This is anywhere where you have a phone on you, basically. Google's on your phone. They're going to collect all that location data and store it. Everything you use have searched and deleted all the apps you use and all your YouTube history, and this is used to build an advertisement profile. Use this to build an advertisement profile on you. I was trying to say portfolio. So if you use, let's say you are out and about driving on the road and you search up fast food restaurants nearby, you can use that location data along with your search history to, hey, maybe at this time of day you're feeling that you're hungry, you want some fast food, so you get a notification. Hey, Arby's is having 50% off one of their main menu prices. Or you're on a train and you might want to open up Angry Birds or an app like that. You might get an advertisement like, hey, Angry Birds has 50% off microtransactions at this time while you're on the subway doing nothing, just staring at your phone. Or maybe you like to watch a certain YouTube video at a certain time at a certain location, or maybe you're just sitting on the outside on the park bench or something, and you might get a notification, hey, you're a person subscribed to just came out with a new video, stuff like that. Facebook also does the same thing, login data. Where were you at when you used Facebook? Were you with your friends? Were you alone? Were you in your home? Were you out and about? Where were you? What time? Were you browsing Facebook in the morning? Were you browsing Facebook in the middle of the night? You can use this data to target advertise you. So let's say if you're up late at night and you can't sleep, maybe you'll get advertisements for melatonin. Or if you're up in the day and you're hungry, you might get advertisements for a snack or something to that extent. Also, Facebook can't access your webcam and mic. That is also included on your phone. And if you don't think that's true, start constantly saying on the hour something to the extent of that you would normally say. So I don't own a cat. So if I start saying cat food every hour or so, I'll start getting targeted advertisements for cat food. And there are many YouTube videos on this that you can look up. So why should you protect your privacy? It's not just about like what you're doing. It's about who you are and what you are doing. And this is kind of what I was saying now, how they build a portfolio or a profile towards you. They use all the data combined with personal identifiable information that you don't even know you're putting out there. It's just kind of whether you're willingly putting out there, such as birthday, name, location, or unwillingly, where they use like location data that you just haven't turned off yet because they didn't notify you. They use all this information that should be your own private information to target advertise you. I don't have anything to hide. Well, you do. You wouldn't want to live in a glass house. I'm not necessarily doing anything illegal in my house. However, I wouldn't want to live in a glass house. Just because I'm not doing anything bad doesn't mean I don't have anything to hide. So examples of this are salary, medical records, and bank account information. Salary, that you might not necessarily know exactly to the dollar amount that you're making, but if you're buying, let's say, if you're buying microwavable meals more than going out to eat, maybe you're on the lower end range of a salary bracket that they have. And that's just one example. Let's say you buy an older style phone over the most newest iPhone flagship phone. That means you're probably on the lower end. Or if you buy the higher end phone, you probably have a higher end salary bracket. Medical records. Have you bought Tylenol? Have you bought any kind of migraine medicine recently? Or the implications this has goes farther, and if you really deep dive into it, you can really start to understand, like, wow, these guys know everything about me. So I have a story on the next slide here, just to give you an example. It's just kind of like a filler slide. Store out too much information. So a teenage girl buys items from Target that are most commonly associated with pregnant women, such as like non-scented lotion, etc. Target starts to send coupons related to pregnancy to where she lives. So like coupons for maternity clothing, stuff like that, just because she bought items that were aligned with pregnant woman, and the dad finds the coupons. That's your private information. Even if she was or wasn't pregnant, that's not the point. Is that information's not being distributed to other people that you don't want getting their hands on, most likely. So tips to help protect your privacy: secure your passwords. You're already unwillingly giving out information online without people even getting into your accounts, and the last thing you need is someone to get into your account to even get more info. So secure passwords are a necessity. Look up your privacy settings. Many apps have privacy settings that you turn off, like location data, and they'll have like apps like, hey, do you want to help improve our data by sending us like statistics, logs, stuff like that. If you want to, turn all that stuff off. Be aware of your digital footprint. Everything you put online is recorded. It doesn't matter if you delete it, if you post it up there for a second and I was like, oh, no, never mind, I don't want that up there, or everything you have is recorded somewhere on some server. And delete apps you don't use anymore. Just because you haven't used an app doesn't mean it isn't collecting data. And for example, Facebook. Just because you have Facebook on your phone, you might not ever use it, it's still collecting data on you and still being sold to digital brokers. So that is my PowerPoint on digital privacy, and thank you for listening.